everyone, this is Frank Spencer Brad. I'm going to talk to everyone that. Hello everyone, this is Wayne. Welcome to my vlog. Hi everyone, welcome to my vlog. Hello everyone, this is Wayne. Welcome to my vlog. Hi everyone, this is Wayne again, and for today's vlog, I'm going to talk about the difference between what are you doing and what they do. Actually, I'm using Speak Native app, Speak Native Practice and Learn app, and now I really think that there are some people, especially those beginners, who has difficulties with differentiating both. So let's see here. A lot of my speaking partners says what they do, what they do. We think they mean what do you do, or what is your job, or what they do for a living. But they actually mean like, what are you doing? So say I have this friend who actually asked me, Miss Wayne, what do you do? And I said, I'm a tutor. I'm an English tutor. And he said, and he told me that no, what I mean is now. What do you do now? And I was like, I'm a tutor. I'm an English tutor. What will I say? And then he actually was just so confused. He looked really frustrated, and I said, oh, maybe you mean, what are you doing? What are you doing now? And he said like, yes, I guess so. And I actually said that maybe you think it's like that, but you should say, what are you doing? What are you doing means what are you doing right now at this moment. Like you can say, Miss Wayne, what are you doing? And I will answer you, I'm doing my assignments, or I'm making projects for my brothers, or I'm cooking right now. But when you ask a person what they do, it's actually connected to profession, work. What do you do? I'm a teacher, I'm a tutor, I'm working in logistics and stuff like that, you know? It's about a person's profession or job. If you ask a person what do you do, so there is also another question that is that we use what do you do. Okay, like for example, I have a friend who asked me, what do you do on weekends? What do you do on weekends? And I said, I read a lot on weekends. I eat a lot on weekends. I watch movies with my families on weekend. Okay, like that. And it's like that. You know, you can use what they do if there is a certain period of time present on the question. Because if you will just ask your friend, what do you do? And you're like, I'm a teacher. Your friend will answer you an answer that is connected to her or his profession or job. So let's see here let's remember that when you ask a person what they do, you're asking the person's job or profession, okay, about the person's job or profession. But if you ask a person, what are you doing? You're asking the person about what he or she is doing right now, or what he or she will be doing in the near future. So next is, so now the two phrases, how are you and how are you doing, is pretty much confusing, and it is confusing a lot more speaker. So the thing here is that how are you is used as a more formal greeting. You know, it's very reserved. It's reserved, really. You feel like the person asking is very formal. So you say, I'm fine, thanks. How about you? How are you doing? How are you? Or yes, kind of like that. But I'm more like, if the person will ask me, how are you? And I will say, I'm fine, thanks for asking. How are you doing? I'm more like FC, you know, feeling close or something like that. But yes, anyway, when you ask a person, how are you doing? 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 Okay, it's more like that, like pretty much contract. Yeah. How are you doing? And it's more used to people that you're close with. Like it's more casual. You greet people, how are you doing? When you know those people, when you're close with those people, or when you, like it's a family member, friends, colleagues and stuff. So we say, how you doing? But sometimes these days, how you doing is more like like we greet people we don't know too. Like we just met those people, but we want to be very close with them. So we greet them like, how you doing? Like it's a casual question, and I do think that it's much more appreciated. Basically, it's because people who ask how are you doing, they sound more friendly. I personally think so. Okay, so when I ask people how you doing, they're like, I'm fine, thanks. And I was like, yeah, and they asked me, how are you? I was like, yes, I'm good too. Thanks for asking. And yeah, that's the kind of like the start of the conversation, and we became friends. So, anyways, I just want to remind you that I'm using Speak Native Practice and Learn app. So I do hope to see you there, and I also am conducting free lessons in there. So maybe you can see and check. So bye.